All right, b4, bishop b2. We'll always start by taking this. Black should even up the stakes by taking this one. Okay, bishop g3 is also perfectly fine. I feel like perhaps at higher ELO I might consider it, but for now, it seems to make the most sense to just retreat. And I usually like my c4 move. Knight c3, bishop e2, castle. Remember, c4 before knight c3, I think is very important. Castling when a rook is staring at you feels pretty important. Now this move right here, I would normally do something different against, like just normal development. But here, bishop takes f6. I don't know how I say no to that. I'm gonna start by taking a tempo here. And I think I'll take. And bring the knight. We have d4, we have knight d5. And yeah, I was saving d4 for a rainy day. And I think this just might be it. d5, and we should win some material here. There's no queen e5 to attack this knight because we've got our knight here. There we go. Let's take that. And we should be in good shape now. And there you go. That's all she wrote. GG. Yeah, anytime we trade the B pawn for the E pawn, it's just a little bit better for us. That's a win. And then, yeah, I like quick development like this. I'm not trying to do too much in the center. I can't move the D pawn. I'm not trying to play C3. Usually like C4 and bishop E2. And I would have probably played knight C3 on the next move, but queen D7, if you're gonna allow me to double the pawns there, I certainly will. And the reason I played A3, I could have taken first. This would have been the exact same thing. But I felt that here, because I can play knight C3, he probably won't think bishop A5 is necessary. But if I do this, then he might think, oh, knight C3 is coming. I gotta prevent it. So I went A3, he picked this square, it was worse. And then, yeah, knight D5 is a really nasty threat, and so is D4, D5. All right, B4 and bishop to B2. We see F6, we've seen it before. Let's advance this pawn. Sometimes I do play A3. Now, I feel like I've seen this before where people play queen B4. So I wonder if that's his plan. No, queen F7, okay. I think we're just gonna develop maybe C4, I like C4. I always seem to like this move. Okay, knight E4 here should do quite some damage, especially because G6 allowed this pawn to be threatened as well. G4 is an idea, but at this point, obviously, capturing should be good enough. I'm hopeful that there's something that works here. The king has to move. Definitely already a success of sorts. You can start with this. I mean, queen takes kind of runs into everything, so one of these two moves will certainly be better. But hook, line, and sinker. Take this queen, and the worst part is that the rook's also falling. So unsurprisingly, everybody, the move f6, queen e7, and queen f7, those moves are not good in the opening. And this is pretty much the reason why. So this move comes with a threat, which is why we've seen a few people do this. They want to take this pawn maybe. Then queen e7, queen f7. Again, when the pawn's attacked, you can defend with a3. I usually like to push it If for some reason we can't push it, then of course I'm fine to play a3. But e3, c4, knight f3, knight c3, bishop e2, castle. I would say that those moves are usually the ones that we play. All right, b4 making an appearance here. We're taking a center pawn already. Now technically, after queen here, we should defend this pawn, you would think, right? Like bishop c3. But then you got me thinking about knight here, and I'm like, okay, hang on a sec, I want to be sure. Because bishop b2, queen takes b4, we can then take on f6. So I'm wondering if that's perhaps an idea. But if I'm going to move this bishop back and not defend the pawn, I should probably just play knight f3. Yeah, I just feel like this offers a bit too much play. Unnecessary. If you want the pawn, he could have taken it on the previous turn. And yeah, I figured we might see a move like this. So definitely happy with that. Let's go c4, e3. And all my usual moves are making appearances here. Queen f6, we can play d4. This is a peculiar move. I think we're going to ignore it. If you want to help me develop, go for it. We're up a pawn. Knight's coming to e5. So we'll defend, we'll attack twice. There's a lot that can go wrong there, but impressively for my opponent, nothing did. I'm liking queen here. Yeah, I'm really liking that. That feels like a smart thing to do. Now, knight e5 is still annoying, but I was expecting perhaps that he would play exactly this. And at least we can force him to play f6. Should play f6. Definitely can't go back, so he's done the right thing here. I like our position. Oh, I definitely like it now. Queen d4, queen c7. Oh, rook f7 is a brutal move. Don't play it. Gotta move the king. I'm pointing at dark squares as well on purpose. Maybe rook takes a7. Yeah, rook a7 and then rook in should be pretty good. I'm going to play e4 though. The bishop has nothing better than to retreat because bishop here helps us out. So, yeah. Wow. Okay, rook d8. That's a very good move. I'll take. That will be checkmate. So let's see if that idea gets covered. I'm happy to see rook d8 from a 1000. Showing some understanding here. Okay, now he goes back and here comes this move. There's not much of an answer to this other than sacking some heavy material or playing that move. And there's the sacrifice. After bishop takes on b7, we just have to watch out for checkmate, but that's about it. I think this is a fair move to play. This is not quite checkmate, so I can perhaps understand. I think h4 is honestly the easiest move. Even though we don't actually take this bishop, like I could play rook takes with check. and win a full piece. But I feel like the king's escaping. I'd actually rather not win a piece because I feel like there will be a checkmate here. Notice how the escape square I picked was the opposite color of the bishop, just safe habits. And let's take this. We're threatening 2 checkmates, so there's only 1 move possible. And take your pick. GG. Another solid one for b4. We're getting a lot of knight f6, so people are just blundering their center pawn. They should be taking this to equal the material back. But what's happening is they're barely realizing this is hanging, or they might have taken it here. And by the time we get this far, they don't even realize they can take it. So it's working out in our favor. Even if they do take on b4, e5 for b4, 100% worth it for white. All right, b4, bishop b2. So someone is doing something similar, not quite as ambitious here as we are. I guess we'll play e3, f6. Now, when you see this move, I have to say the urge to play bishop d3 and queen h5 check is extremely high. It really is. So we'll have to give it a try. Our next move is knight f3 though. Yeah, so the urge to do this is I couldn't prevent myself. I'm sorry. GG. Go Canadians. So of course, a more normal move would be this, and hopefully you know the moves that I usually play now. Bishop e2, c4, knight c3, maybe b5 if the pawn's attacked, castles, d4. But yeah, f6 it's just a bad move. Yes, it deals with this, but for example, I could have done the same thing. I definitely did not. I played this. And then you can see my next moves. So that should be what black is doing. But black's probably thinking, oh man, I can't move my bishop because of this pawn, not realizing knight f6 would be a great move. Okay, the copycat speedrun perhaps. Respect. So we could put him to the test here and play queen h5, right? But before we do that, how sure are we that he's copying us? Also, queen h5 is not even the worst move in the position, not at all. If we play this, what's the best way to bait the guy? I think we keep it controlled here. Okay, see, he's not doing it. He's not doing it. We've exposed him. A fake. Okay. Definitely a b5 moment, I think, and you know, doesn't hurt to pre-move that from long range because it's only going to happen if he blunders it. So we'll just pre-move it, and people get spooked out when you pre-move their blunder, and so he's going to resign, and that worked perfectly. I like his name, Edibilities. I think we all know you get certain abilities on edibles, certain abilities you don't normally possess. I thought he was gonna copycat the entire way. Honestly, it would have been better for him. A6 is a much better move here than bishop e7, so The symmetrical Polish is not dangerous. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of another episode of the 1v4 speedrun. I hope you found this as tricky and successful as I did in the series. And remember to subscribe to the chessbrah YouTube channel if you're not already, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when we drop our next upload.